Alex Mercer had never been to a proper space auction before. He wasn't rich, nor was he someone who rubbed shoulders with high-level traders, smugglers, or wealthy collectors. He was just an engineer with a reputation for curiosity, skill, and the occasional reckless idea. So when he received a tip about an auction at the edge of human-settled space, he couldn't resist. Something about the old abandoned hangar, the secretive nature of the auction, and the rumors of legendary ships being sold off as scrap called to him. The auction was set in a massive warehouse orbiting a quiet asteroid. Its exterior was rough, all metal and panels patched together with decades of neglect. Inside, holographic projectors floated above piles of old spacecraft engines, hull pieces, and panels marked for dismantling. The smell of burnt circuits, coolant, and machine oil filled the air. Bidders from across the sector mingled, checking their devices, whispering to each other, and eyeing the treasures laid out for sale. Alex walked slowly down the rows, pretending to examine the standard cargo ships and mining vessels. His mind, however, was on a single story he had heard from a retired pilot, the Eclipse Voyager. It was said to be a ship of myth, crafted by a civilization long gone, a vessel capable of feats no human technology could match. Some claimed it could travel near instantly between galaxies, survive cosmic storms that would destroy regular ships, and even respond to the pilot's thoughts. Alex never really believed the story, until he saw it. There it was, tucked behind a pile of old shuttle parts and engine cores. The Eclipse Voyager was unmistakable. Even in the dim light of the auction house, it glimmered with a faint silver-blue glow, its hull smooth yet alive with subtle vibrations. Its design was elegant, organic almost, unlike anything humans had built. The auctioneer, a tall alien with 3 arms and eyes like polished amber, waved at the crowd. "And here," the auctioneer announced in a booming voice, "is Lot 427, a rumored ship of legend. But do not be fooled. It is non-functional and marked for scrap. Sold as is. Bidders, place your offers." Alex's heart raced. The crowd murmured, some laughing. A few scoffed and shook their heads. "Scrap?" one bidder said. "It looks like a relic." Another laughed, tapping their device to check the auction price, but Alex didn't see scrap. He saw potential. He saw the hum of hidden power beneath the surface. He saw the chance to touch history. He raised his hand almost instinctively. The bidding began. Prices started low, barely above the scrap value. Others saw only rust, broken engines, and forgotten tech. Alex bid cautiously, waiting, studying the reactions of others. Then a young pilot tried to outbid him. Alex raised his offer immediately, ignoring the protests in his mind. He could feel the ship responding, almost aware of him. It was as if it wanted him to win. Minutes passed, the crowd growing restless. Some left, assuming the ship wasn't worth their attention. Others stayed, curious about the bold human daring to challenge their assumptions. Finally, Alex placed a bid far beyond the scrap price. Not enough to bankrupt him, but enough to ensure he could take possession. The auctioneer's eyes narrowed. "Sold," the alien shouted. "Lot 427 goes to Alex Mercer." Gasps filled the room. Alex could feel dozens of eyes on him. The ship had been won. The legendary Eclipse Voyager was now his. He approached it carefully. His hand trembled as he touched the hull. The metal was cooler than expected, smooth as glass but with faint vibrations under his fingertips. It hummed softly, almost like it was breathing. Alex knelt and traced the lines etched into the surface. Strange symbols, unfamiliar and elegant, seemed to shift slightly as he looked at them. The ship was alive, or at least aware. He climbed inside. The interior was dark, dusty, and lined with alien technology. The walls glowed faintly with embedded circuits. Control panels flickered weakly, screens displaying strange languages he couldn't read. There were chairs that molded slightly to the body, screens that floated above the console, and a soft hum that resonated in his chest. The air smelled faintly metallic but not unpleasant. It was the smell of power sleeping, waiting to awaken. Alex ran his hands over the controls. Nothing moved immediately. Some buttons lit, others refused to respond. He pressed a panel in the center and the ship shivered, releasing a low melodic tone. It felt alive, acknowledging him. Lyra. That was the name that popped into his mind, though he didn't know why. The name felt right. He imagined it as the consciousness of the ship, waiting for a pilot clever and brave enough to unlock its secrets. "Don't dismantle me," he whispered, almost as if the ship could hear him. At that moment, a group of auction staff approached. They weren't happy. "Mercer," one said sharply, "you realize this ship is scheduled for scrapping. You need to sign the transfer forms and remove it by the end of the cycle, or it will be dismantled. Parts here are valuable." Alex nodded. "I understand. But I think this ship is special. It can't just be scrapped." The staff exchanged skeptical glances. "Special or not, it's still our property until transferred." "If you don't act fast." Alex interrupted. "I'll act fast. Don't worry." He turned back to the ship, excitement and a slight nervousness curling in his stomach. This was bigger than anything he had ever attempted. He wasn't just buying a ship. He was awakening a legend. He spent the next few hours examining the ship, careful not to touch the more delicate systems. Panels, levers, and circuits responded faintly to him. Strange lights pulsed as he moved closer, and a map of unknown star systems flickered onto a screen. Alex couldn't read it yet, but he could feel its significance. Someone, or something, had traveled these stars long before humanity had even left their home system. Alex realized the magnitude of what he had found. This was not merely a ship. It was a vessel carrying knowledge, technology, and perhaps even wisdom of an ancient civilization, and it had been nearly lost to the scrap heap. That night, Alex couldn't sleep. He returned to the small quarters he had rented near the auction site, his mind racing. He thought about the Eclipse Voyager, the mysteries it held, and the danger of leaving it to be dismantled. Outside, the stars stretched infinitely, silent witnesses to his decision. He made up his mind. He would repair the ship. He would learn its secrets. He would navigate the unknown regions it had once traveled. And somehow he knew the ship had chosen him. By morning, he was back at the hangar, ready to begin. He brought tools, scanners, and his engineering expertise, but he also brought patience and curiosity. Slowly, carefully, he opened panels, traced circuits, and tested controls. Sparks flew, some screens flickered to life, and for the first time in decades or centuries, the Eclipse Voyager hummed, fully awake. A faint voice resonated in his mind. Or maybe it was the ship itself. "Pilot, are you ready?" Alex swallowed hard, a mixture of fear and exhilaration. "Yes," he whispered. "I'm ready." And in that moment, a legend stirred from its sleep, its journey far from over, its secrets waiting to be discovered. Alex Mercer had found a mythical spaceship at an auction, but more importantly, he had found the beginning of an adventure that would change humanity's place among the stars forever. Little did he know, the galaxy itself would soon take notice. Others who had heard of the Eclipse Voyager were watching, and not all of them were friendly. Alex would soon learn that curiosity, courage, and human ingenuity could be powerful, but sometimes they were the only thing standing between a human and the mysteries of the universe. For now, though, he smiled. The ship was his. The adventure had begun, and for the first time in his life, Alex felt like he was exactly where he belonged, on the edge of legend, in the heart of a spaceship that was more alive than anything he had ever known. Alex returned to the hangar early the next morning, carrying toolkits, portable scanners, and a few small power cores he had purchased on impulse. The Eclipse Voyager gleamed faintly under the artificial lights, seemingly aware of his presence. Its hull vibrated subtly, almost like a heartbeat. Alex shivered. This was no ordinary ship. This was something alive. He climbed into the pilot's seat and ran his hands over the controls. Nothing responded at first. Then, almost imperceptibly, one of the panels lit up. A soft glow spread across the screens, displaying a series of symbols and constellations that seemed to move on their own. Alex's heart raced. He had expected alien technology, but not this level of intelligence. "Hello?" he whispered, unsure if the ship could hear him. A soft voice echoed in his mind, not through speakers, but directly in his thoughts. "Pilot, are you ready?" Alex froze. The voice was calm, almost musical, but it was unmistakably there. He blinked rapidly. Yes," he stammered. "I'm ready." There was a pause. Then the ship responded again. "You are curious, brave, reckless. You may awaken what is sleeping." Alex swallowed hard. This was impossible. A ship speaking in his mind? He reminded himself. Legends had called the Eclipse Voyager a mythical vessel. Maybe this was part of that legend. Maybe humans weren't ready to understand it yet, but somehow, it had chosen him. He began working carefully, opening panels, reconnecting circuits, and supplying minimal power to avoid overloading the ancient systems. As he did, more lights flickered on, revealing parts of the ship's complex inner mechanisms. A holographic map projected in front of him, showing stars and galaxies far beyond known human space. Alex leaned closer. "These are real?" he muttered. "Yes," the ship's voice replied. "These are pathways traveled long before humans claimed the stars." Alex's hands trembled slightly as he traced one of the star systems. The lines shimmered as if responding to his touch. Some points pulsed faintly like markers or beacons. He realized the ship was guiding him, showing places humans had never reached. Hours passed. Alex worked tirelessly, repairing circuits, recalibrating navigation systems, and decoding symbols that seemed almost alive. Occasionally, the ship would pulse softly, almost like it was approving of his progress. Other times, it would hum a low warning note, signaling errors or missteps. By evening, Alex had managed to restore partial functionality. The main propulsion systems were weak but operational. The shields flickered into life for brief seconds, and some of the alien controls now responded to his inputs. The ship wasn't fully awake, but it was moving toward consciousness. He leaned back in the pilot's chair, exhausted but exhilarated. "Lyra," he whispered. The name felt right for this sentient being. "I think we're just beginning," the voice responded. "You may call me Lyra. There's much to learn, and dangers you do not yet understand." Alex nodded. He had expected challenges, but the warnings only heightened his curiosity. "Where do we start?" he asked. "First, survival," Lyra replied. "Others are aware of your presence. They will come for me, for you, for what you now possess." Alex's stomach tightened. He had anticipated curious eyes at the auction, perhaps a few competitors. He hadn't imagined interstellar threats already tracking him. "Then we prepare," he said firmly. "We defend ourselves." For the next few days, Alex worked tirelessly. He explored every corner of the ship, finding hidden compartments with tools, alien devices, and strange, compact energy sources. Some of the tools seemed designed to adapt to the user's thoughts, shifting shape and function based on intention alone. Alex marveled at the ingenuity of the ship's creators. They had built more than a vessel. They had built a partner, capable of cooperating with a human in ways he had never imagined. Lyra guided him, offering subtle hints, translating symbols, and teaching him how to interface with systems that seemed alien in every way. Slowly, Alex learned to operate panels with a touch, activate engines with a thought, and even sense the flow of energy within the ship. The bond between human and vessel grew stronger each day, yet the danger was real. One afternoon, Alex detected small signals approaching the hangar. Sensors picked up a scout ship moving rapidly, clearly not authorized by the auction authorities. "They are here," Lyra warned. "They seek to take me?" "To claim what belongs to no one." Alex's mind raced. He had no weapons, barely any armor, and limited experience in combat. But he did have ingenuity. He quickly rigged defensive systems from spare parts, creating a series of automated turrets and energy barriers designed to slow intruders. When the scout ship arrived, Alex activated the defenses. A burst of light and energy flared across the hangar, forcing the intruders to retreat. Human ingenuity. "Impressive," Lyra said, almost with pride. "You have potential far beyond what I expected." Alex smiled faintly. "Thank you. But we're not safe yet. They'll be back, stronger." That night, he spent hours examining the ship's navigation system. He discovered coordinates to a planet marked in a shimmering constellation. Lyra described it as a repository of knowledge, a place where the creators of the ship had left remnants of their civilization. Alex's pulse quickened. The chance to uncover secrets older than human history, and perhaps technology beyond imagination, was almost within reach. The next morning, he powered up the engines fully, cautiously testing the ship's capabilities. Lyra's voice guided him as the ship lifted off. Alex had flown many ships before, but this was unlike anything else. The controls seemed to respond not just to touch, but to intent. As he maneuvered, the ship adjusted, almost predicting his movements. It was as if it had waited centuries for a pilot who could understand it. The first jump was small, a short trip across the asteroid belt. Even that brief voyage revealed anomalies, gravitational waves that bent light, energy currents that seemed alive, and faint echoes of messages embedded in the ship's systems. Alex realized he was not just piloting a ship. He was communicating with a relic of a civilization that had mastered aspects of the universe humans had yet to comprehend. Then came the first warning. The sensors picked up multiple signatures, small vessels moving in formation toward his location. Lyra's voice was calm but firm. They know. They are hunters. They seek what you now control. Alex clenched his fists. Then we keep moving. We don't stop. We can't let them take this ship. The chase began. Alex used every bit of ingenuity he had learned. He activated hidden thrusters, maneuvered through asteroid fields, and even triggered decoy holograms to confuse the pursuers. The alien ship, awakening fully under his command, responded with agility that defied physics. Alex marveled at how human courage and strategy combined with alien technology could achieve the impossible. After hours of pursuit, Alex finally lost the hunters in the dense asteroid belts. His heart pounded with exhaustion and exhilaration. He collapsed into the pilot's chair, grateful for the ship's guidance and his own quick thinking. You have done well, human, Lyra said. But this is only the beginning. Many will come, and the secrets we seek are not unguarded. You must be prepared, both in mind and in skill. Alex nodded, determination burning in his chest. He had discovered the mythical ship, awakened its systems, survived his first real test, and glimpsed the vast potential of what lay ahead. But he also understood that he was stepping into a galaxy that had already noticed him. A galaxy full of challenges, mysteries, and threats that would test not only his courage but the very essence of human ingenuity. As he stared out at the stars, Alex felt something he had never felt before, a sense of destiny. The Eclipse Voyager had chosen him, and together they were about to uncover secrets that could change the course of human history. The adventure was far from over, but for the first time, Alex felt ready. Alex sat in the pilot's seat, staring at the endless expanse of stars stretching before him. The asteroid belt they had hidden in for days was now behind him, and the Eclipse Voyager hummed with quiet energy beneath his fingertips. Lyra's voice echoed gently in his mind. Your skill has grown, pilot, she said, but the stars ahead hold tests that will push both of us. Are you ready? Alex exhaled slowly. I'm ready. He activated the engines fully. The ship vibrated as if waking from a long slumber. Panels lit up, controls shimmered, and a holographic map of distant galaxies projected into the cabin. It was overwhelming. Humanity had charted much of the local system, but the stars before Alex were mostly unknown. Lyra guided him to one of the marked destinations, a planet deep in an uncharted sector. As the ship lifted from orbit, Alex felt a thrill unlike any he had experienced. This was not just a flight. This was history in motion. Every system on the Eclipse Voyager seemed to respond to him intuitively. Thrusters adjusted to his thoughts. Shields pulsed softly as if protecting him automatically. He realized that the ship was not just a vessel, it was a partner, alive and aware. The first test came sooner than expected. Less than a day into the voyage, the sensors picked up an anomaly. A massive cloud of ionized gas floated in their path, stretching light years across. Alex had studied cosmic phenomena, but nothing in human records prepared him for this. We cannot pass through it conventionally, Lyra said. It will overload your systems and damage the hull. Alex's mind raced. He had an idea. Using Lyra's guidance, he reconfigured the ship's shields and propulsion matrices, creating a protective energy bubble around the hull. The ship shivered, then surged forward. Lightning-like energy arced across the shield as the gas cloud reacted violently to the passage of the ship. Panels flickered. Sparks flew, but the Eclipse Voyager held steady. Alex grinned. We made it, he said, laughter tinged with relief. Lyra responded with a soft, approving hum. You have learned well, but this was only the beginning. As they continued, Alex began to explore the ship's hidden compartments. He discovered small stashes of alien tools, star charts, and devices whose purpose he could barely imagine. Some seemed like weapons. Others appeared to be research tools capable of analyzing planets, stars, and even energy flows in space. Alex marveled at the ingenuity. This civilization had built a ship not just to travel, but to explore, protect, and adapt. Days passed, and the Eclipse Voyager carried Alex farther into uncharted space. He discovered nebulae glowing with strange colors, stars pulsating in rhythms humans had never observed, and energy currents that almost seemed alive. The ship responded instinctively to these phenomena, adjusting its course and shields. Alex realized that he was learning more about the universe in these days than humanity had learned in centuries. But danger was never far away. One evening, sensors detected an approaching fleet of unknown ships. They moved with precision, like hunters closing in on prey. Alex felt a familiar surge of adrenaline. "They're here," he said aloud. "And they're not friendly." Lyra's voice was calm but urgent. "They seek me, and you. They have tracked the ship's activation across the sector." "Prepare yourself," Alex acted quickly. He activated hidden systems he had barely understood. Decoy holograms, energy pulses, and evasive thrusters that allowed the Eclipse Voyager to slip through asteroid fields with incredible agility. The pursuing fleet fired, but their attacks glanced off shields disrupted by the ship's adaptive defenses. Alex realized that the ship was not only alive but also learning. Every attack it faced, it adapted. Every challenge became easier because the ship understood the universe in ways he could not yet comprehend. Hours of cat and mouse passed. Alex's mind raced, making calculations, predicting enemy movements, and coordinating with Lyra's guidance. At one point, he had to pilot the ship through a dense field of crystal-like asteroids. The fleet followed recklessly, losing cohesion and crashing into obstacles. Alex held his breath as he maneuvered the Eclipse Voyager through a narrow gap, shields glowing brightly against the crystal edges. They emerged unscathed, leaving the hunters stranded behind. Alex leaned back, exhausted but exhilarated. "We did it," he whispered. Lyra's voice hummed softly. "Yes, but the journey ahead holds more than hunters. You're approaching your first true destination." The planet that Lyra guided him to was unlike anything Alex had imagined. From space, it glowed with faint blue and silver light. Strange patterns on its surface suggested it was not naturally formed, at least not entirely. The sensors picked up signals, structures buried under layers of rock and ice. Lyra explained that this planet held remnants of her creator's civilization, records, technology, and perhaps secrets left for explorers like Alex. Landing was delicate. Alex had to navigate turbulent energy currents and uneven terrain. The ship adjusted automatically, using its hidden stabilizers to compensate for gravity fluctuations and magnetic anomalies. Alex felt the Eclipse Voyager working with him, not just obeying him. Together, they touched down safely. As he stepped out, the scale of the discovery hit him. Massive structures jutted from the icy landscape, ancient towers and domes that had survived millennia. Symbols matching those inside the ship were etched into walls. Alex ran his fingers over the carvings, feeling a connection to a civilization long gone. Lyra's voice resonated softly. "These are our beginnings, and perhaps your future." He explored cautiously, scanning the ruins with alien devices he had learned to operate. Strange energy fields pulsed beneath the surface. Ancient machinery activated at his presence, projecting holographic images of explorers traveling across galaxies, leaving messages, maps, and knowledge. Alex realized that he was walking among the relics of a civilization that had mastered the stars long before humans dreamed of leaving Earth. Hours turned into days as Alex studied the ruins. Each discovery was more astonishing than the last. Propulsion systems capable of near-instantaneous travel, energy shields that could survive solar flares, and devices that seemed to interact with thought itself. He realized the Eclipse Voyager was only part of a larger legacy, designed to guide worthy explorers to knowledge humanity could scarcely imagine. But his solitude was not to last. As he examined a glowing chamber filled with alien artifacts, sensors on the ship detected movement outside. "They have found you," Lyra warned. "Hunters are returning, stronger, faster, more determined." Alex's pulse quickened. He had known this would happen eventually. He ran back to the ship, bringing as many artifacts as he could safely carry. The Eclipse Voyager hummed in recognition, its systems glowing, ready for what was coming. The hunters arrived in formation, cutting through the atmosphere with aggressive precision. Alex's mind worked quickly. Using Lyra's guidance, he activated defensive systems, concealed the landing site with energy shields, and prepared the ship for immediate takeoff. As the attackers landed nearby, automated turrets deployed and energy pulses repelled initial boarding attempts. Alex gritted his teeth. He wasn't just fighting for a ship. He was defending centuries of knowledge and the opportunity to unlock secrets humanity had never seen. Every maneuver, every pulse, every calculation mattered. He used decoy holograms to confuse the hunters, weaving the Eclipse Voyager between alien machinery and energy barriers. The hunters struggled to adapt, and Alex realized that human creativity, his ingenuity, was as powerful as the alien technology he now commanded. Hours later, the hunters finally retreated, battered and outsmarted. Alex leaned back in the pilot's chair, sweat on his brow, exhaustion in his limbs. Lyra hummed softly. "You have done well, human. The universe has noticed you. But this is only the beginning. Greater tests await." Alex nodded, staring out at the glowing planet. He knew the first voyage had proven something important. Human courage, ingenuity, and determination could match, or even surpass, the challenges of the galaxy. He also knew the hunters would not give up. The Eclipse Voyager was too powerful, too alive, and too legendary to remain hidden. As night fell over the icy plains, Alex looked to the stars, feeling both awe and anticipation. He had awakened the mythical ship, survived cosmic dangers, uncovered relics of an ancient civilization, and proven that human resourcefulness could overcome incredible odds. Alex Mercer stood at the edge of the icy plateau, staring at the ruins of the ancient civilization before him. The towers and domes stretched high into the cold sky, etched with symbols that glimmered faintly under the planet's twin suns. The air was thin, biting, and alive with faint energy currents. Every step he took made the ground hum subtly. It was as if the planet itself recognized him, the human who had awakened the Eclipse Voyager. Lyra's voice resonated in his mind. "These ruins contain the remnants of knowledge our creators wish to preserve. It is here that you will learn and perhaps evolve." Alex adjusted his suit, his breath fogging the visor, and began to explore. Every structure he entered revealed more wonders. Holographic displays floated mid-air, showing scenes of explorers navigating distant galaxies, civilizations rising and falling, and technology far beyond human understanding. He realized that the ship he had found was not simply a vessel. It was a guide, part of a system designed to nurture explorers like him. He moved cautiously into a massive dome filled with alien devices. Energy flows pulsed beneath the floor, illuminating walkways in gentle patterns. Some of the devices activated at his presence, projecting interactive maps of star systems, wormholes, and uncharted regions. Alex leaned in, fascinated. This knowledge could accelerate humanity's understanding of space by centuries, perhaps millennia. Lyra's tone was calm but firm. "These devices are not simply for observation. They are tests. Only one who demonstrates intelligence, courage, and creativity may unlock their full potential." Alex smiled faintly. That was just like the ship itself. Every puzzle, every mechanism, every glowing panel required him to think differently, to adapt, to trust his instincts as much as his knowledge. He began experimenting, pressing controls, moving holographic interfaces, and manipulating energy fields. Slowly, the systems responded to him. A hidden compartment opened, revealing a small crystalline device. When he touched it, his mind filled with faint images, star maps, schematics, and instructions for advanced propulsion systems. This is incredible," he whispered. "It's like a blueprint for the future." Lyra replied, "It is not the future. It is a legacy. Our creators built these systems to guide civilizations worthy of advancement. And now, human, you have been chosen to continue that legacy." Alex felt a shiver run down his spine. Chosen. The word felt heavy, but he accepted it. He understood that he carried not only the responsibility of a ship, but also of knowledge, history, and discovery. Humanity might never fully comprehend the magnitude of what he had found, but he could protect it, learn from it, and perhaps use it to inspire others. As he explored further, Alex discovered an even more remarkable structure. A chamber filled with alien propulsion technology, energy weapons, and adaptive shields. Some devices responded to thought alone, shifting shape and function based on intent. He realized that the Eclipse Voyager was not just a ship. It was a prototype, a vessel capable of near instantaneous travel across light years, shields that could survive cosmic storms, and systems that could learn and adapt alongside its pilot. He spent hours studying the chamber, carefully analyzing every component. He activated a small propulsion device and the ship vibrated in recognition. Lyra's voice filled his mind. These systems are yours to command. With knowledge comes responsibility. You must master them, for there are others who seek what you now possess. Alex frowned. He knew the hunters would not give up. Every discovery he made would likely attract more attention. But he also understood something else. Human ingenuity was his greatest weapon. While the hunters relied on aggression and force, he could use creativity, strategy, and quick thinking to overcome even the most advanced technology. Just as he was about to leave the chamber, an alert echoed in Lyra's systems. Sensors detected multiple signatures approaching the planet, large ships moving with precision and intent. They have found us, Lyra warned. The hunters return and they bring reinforcements. Alex's jaw tightened. He had survived their first attack, but now the challenge was greater. He sprinted back to the Eclipse Voyager, carrying the crystalline device and several smaller artifacts he had uncovered. The ship's hull shimmered faintly as if sensing his urgency, engines humming in anticipation. The hunters arrived in formation, descending through the planet's atmosphere with aggressive precision. Alex activated the ship's defenses, energy shields enveloping the vessel as automated turrets emerged from hidden panels. The hunters' ships fired relentlessly, but the shields absorbed the attacks, and decoy holograms confused their targeting systems. Alex gritted his teeth, manipulating the controls with a combination of human intuition and Lyra's guidance. The ship responded instantly, twisting and turning in ways no conventional pilot could manage. He used energy currents in the atmosphere to boost the ship's speed, weaving between ancient towers and icy cliffs. The hunters struggled to keep up, their ships battered by both the environment and the adaptive defenses of the Eclipse Voyager. During the battle, Alex discovered a hidden feature of the ship's propulsion system, a temporary energy surge that allowed short bursts of near-instantaneous travel. With a deep breath, he activated it, disappearing from the hunters' sensors and reappearing behind them. The element of surprise gave him a crucial advantage, forcing the enemy ships to retreat temporarily. Lyra's voice resonated with pride. Your adaptability is remarkable, human. You are learning faster than anticipated. Alex smiled faintly. Thanks, but we're not safe yet. After the hunters withdrew, he returned to the ruins, determined to continue exploring. He realized that the planet itself was more than just a repository of knowledge, it was a test. Every puzzle, every artifact, every hidden system was designed to challenge and prepare him for what lay ahead in the galaxy. As he delved deeper into the ruins, Alex uncovered a central chamber, larger than any he had seen. At its center floated a massive orb of crystalline energy, pulsing with light that seemed alive. Lyra explained that it was the core of the civilization's knowledge, a repository of star maps, technology schematics, and data about distant worlds. It had been dormant for centuries, awaiting a worthy pilot to unlock it. Alex approached the orb cautiously, placing the crystalline device he had found earlier into a slot at its base. Light spread through the chamber, illuminating every wall and ceiling. Holographic projections of the galaxy unfolded around him, showing routes, hidden civilizations, and unknown anomalies. Alex realized that he now had access to knowledge that could change humanity forever. But with great power came great danger. Sensors detected multiple energy signatures converging on the planet, reinforcements from the hunters faster and more numerous than before. Alex understood that they would attempt to seize the orb and the Eclipse Voyager at all costs. He ran back to the ship, activating every defense system he had learned to operate. Energy shields flared, turrets emerged, and the ship's propulsion systems prepared for immediate departure. Alex took a deep breath and focused on the controls. Human ingenuity, quick thinking, and courage had brought him this far. Now it would determine if he survived the next challenge. The hunters arrived, cutting through the atmosphere with unmatched precision, but Alex was ready. Using the knowledge he had gained from the ruins, he manipulated the environment, creating energy barriers from the planet's natural currents. The Eclipse Voyager twisted and turned with breathtaking speed, dodging attacks while guiding Alex toward escape routes the hunters could not predict. After a tense and grueling pursuit, Alex finally gained distance. The hunters, frustrated and battered, withdrew once more. Alex leaned back, exhausted but exhilarated. Lyra's voice filled his mind with pride. You have done well, human. You have survived your first true test and unlocked the legacy of your creators. But remember, this is only the beginning. Greater challenges await. Alex gazed at the stars, feeling a mixture of awe and anticipation. The planet's secrets had been revealed, the ship's powers were awakening, and he had proven that human courage and ingenuity could overcome almost any obstacle. But he knew the galaxy held more mysteries, more dangers, and more opportunities than he had yet imagined. As he prepared to chart a course for the next destination, Alex felt a sense of destiny. The Eclipse Voyager had chosen him. The ancient legacy had entrusted him with knowledge, and humanity's future in the stars was in his hands. The journey was far from over, but for the first time, he felt ready for whatever the universe would throw at him. The stars called to him. The ship thrummed with life, and Alex Mercer, human engineer, and now pilot of legend, was ready to face the galaxy, armed with courage, ingenuity, and a partner that was far more than a machine. Alex Mercer sat in the cockpit of the Eclipse Voyager, staring at the stars that stretched infinitely ahead. The icy planet behind them had revealed its secrets, its ancient technology now partially integrated into the ship. The crystalline orb, a gift from the lost civilization, pulsed softly on the dashboard, feeding energy into systems Alex was only beginning to understand. Lyra's voice resonated in his mind, calm yet excited. Human, you have learned quickly. Your courage, creativity, and ingenuity have awakened powers that even our creators would have admired. But the galaxy has noticed. Your final test approaches, Alex exhaled. He had expected dangers, but the tone in Lyra's voice made the threat feel immense. Somewhere out there, enemies were closing in, seeking to claim the Eclipse Voyager and the knowledge it carried. Humanity's future, and perhaps the legacy of a civilization long gone, rested on his shoulders. The sensors flickered, detecting a massive fleet moving through the void. Hundreds of ships, sleek and armed with unfamiliar technology, were converging on his location. They've brought everything, Alex muttered. We can't outrun them forever. Lyra responded, we will not outrun them. We will outthink them. Humanity's strength lies not in brute force, but in strategy, adaptability, and courage. You have all of these, human. Use them. Alex nodded, tightening his grip on the controls. He activated the ship's full array of defensive systems, energy shields humming at maximum capacity, adaptive turrets deploying, and decoy holograms shimmering into existence. Every panel on the ship pulsed with energy, ready to respond to his commands. The fleet attacked, firing waves of energy that could have easily destroyed conventional ships. The Eclipse Voyager responded instinctively, twisting and turning with impossible agility. Alex guided the ship through asteroid fields, weaving between natural obstacles while the ship generated protective barriers from the environment itself. The attackers struggled to adapt. This is incredible, Alex whispered, exhilaration coursing through him. It's like we're alive together. Lyra's hum was almost like laughter. We are alive together, human. Our minds are linked. Every decision, every thought is amplified. You are becoming a pilot worthy of legend. Hours passed as the battle raged. Alex realized that direct confrontation would not work. The enemy had numbers, advanced weapons, and sheer determination. Instead, he needed to outthink them. Using knowledge gleaned from the alien ruins, he activated a system the hunters had never seen before, an energy surge that could temporarily disable ships within a wide radius. The fleet faltered, their weapons offline for crucial moments. Alex seized the opportunity, accelerating through the void with near-instantaneous jumps. Each jump carried him farther from danger, but closer to the coordinates marked on the crystalline orb, a location Lyra insisted held the ultimate knowledge of her creators. Finally, after several tense jumps, they arrived at a nebula shimmering with blue and violet light. The crystalline orb pulsed in response, guiding Alex toward a hidden space station concealed within the nebula. The station's architecture was alien, floating in perfect harmony with the currents of energy that surrounded it. This is it, Alex whispered. The heart of the legacy. Lyra's voice was calm, reverent. Enter carefully. This is the repository of all our creators' knowledge. Here, humanity's future may be shaped if you prove worthy. Alex docked the Eclipse Voyager carefully, marveling at the station's design. Inside, the halls glowed with energy that responded to thought. Holographic maps, data streams, and floating devices filled every space. Alex felt overwhelmed but determined. The final test awaited. Sensors detected movement. Guardians of the station, automated constructs designed to challenge intruders. But Alex was ready. He used the ship's abilities combined with his own intuition to navigate traps, solve puzzles, and bypass defenses. Every action required a combination of intelligence, courage, and creativity. Human traits that Lyra had repeatedly reminded him were the greatest strengths of their species. At the center of the station, Alex found a massive chamber. A sphere of pure energy hovered above a pedestal, radiating light that seemed to reach into his very thoughts. Lyra's voice echoed, soft but commanding. "This is the culmination, human. Touch it and you will unlock knowledge beyond imagination, but only if your mind is worthy." Alex stepped forward, heart pounding. He reached out, and as his fingers brushed the energy, images and information flooded his mind. Star maps, propulsion technologies, energy systems, and strategies for peaceful exploration of galaxies. He saw civilizations rising and falling, conflicts avoided through diplomacy, and solutions to problems humanity had yet to encounter. It was overwhelming, but Alex felt clarity. He realized that the ship, the ruins, and this station were not just tests. They were guidance. The creators had designed it so that only a species capable of ingenuity, courage, and moral reasoning could unlock their secrets. Humanity, through him, had proven itself worthy, but the final danger arrived. The hunters had tracked him to the nebula, determined to seize the station's secrets. Their fleet moved aggressively, firing powerful energy weapons. Alex's pulse quickened, but he stayed calm. Lyra guided him, combining the ship's abilities with the station's defenses. Energy fields pulsed, traps activated, and alien technology responded to human thought in perfect harmony. The battle was intense. Ships clashed with force fields, energy arcs lit up the nebula, and debris scattered across the void. Alex maneuvered the Eclipse Voyager with precision, anticipating enemy movements and exploiting weaknesses. Human creativity and intuition, combined with alien technology, proved unstoppable. One by one, the attackers were disabled or forced to retreat. Finally, silence returned. The nebula glowed peacefully, the station's energy resonating in harmony with the Eclipse Voyager. Alex exhaled, exhausted but triumphant. Lyra's voice filled his mind, warm and proud. "You have done it, human. You have faced every challenge, overcome every threat, and proven the value of humanity. The knowledge of the stars is now yours to share, to protect, and to use wisely." Alex smiled faintly, looking out at the nebula. He realized that the journey had changed him. He was no longer just an engineer or a pilot. He was a bridge between humanity and the cosmos, a symbol of what his species could achieve. He explored the station further, integrating its knowledge with the Eclipse Voyager. New systems activated on the ship, propulsion capable of intergalactic travel, energy shields that could withstand supernovae, and adaptive systems that responded instantly to thought and intention. Humanity's greatest potential was now within reach, guided by the courage and ingenuity of one human, and a ship that had waited centuries for this moment. As he prepared to leave the station, Lyra spoke softly. "Remember, human, the galaxy is vast and there will always be challenges. But you have proven that humans are capable of greatness. Together we can explore, protect, and understand the universe in ways no other species could." Alex nodded, determination burning in his chest. "We will, Lyra. Humanity is ready." The Eclipse Voyager lifted from the station, engines glowing brightly, shields humming in perfect harmony. Alex set a course for uncharted space, ready to explore, discover, and protect. The galaxy stretched before him, filled with mysteries, wonders, and dangers, but he felt prepared for all of it. For the first time, he understood the truth. It was not just technology that made a species great. It was courage, creativity, adaptability, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. Humanity had proven itself not through force alone, but through the combination of intelligence and heart. As stars blurred past the ship during a near instantaneous jump, Alex leaned back in the cockpit, smiling. He had found the mythical spaceship, awakened it, survived hunters, uncovered ancient knowledge, and proven humanity's potential to the cosmos. And this was only the beginning. Lyra pulsed with life beneath him, the ship's systems responding to his thoughts, guiding him toward new galaxies, new discoveries, and new adventures. Together, Human and ship would travel farther than anyone could imagine, proving that humanity was not only capable of reaching the stars, but of shaping the future of the universe itself. Alex Mercer, the human who had found a mythical ship at an auction, had become something greater, a pioneer, a protector, and a symbol of what humans could achieve when courage and ingenuity met opportunity. The galaxy awaited. And humanity, through him and the Eclipse Voyager, was ready.